spiritualistic person, this placement enables the native to connect with the astral world and experience the divinity within. This is indeed a very sensitive placement for a Venus. Either the person becomes a bhogi or a yogi. There is no middle ground. Either the person will indulge in too much of sex or will simply become a celibate, a sannyasi. Transformation happens, but late in life. But once transformation triggers, then the native never looks back. A bhogi becomes a yogi, and then there is no looking back. So overall, this is not a bad placement, though it is necessary that the
Okay. Ah.
can cause much damage to the native's health and life in general. This placement also leads to many addictions, and so the native should bring more awareness to his being. A good guide or a good guru is necessary for natives having this placement. And if the horoscope is of good quality, then many of them also find their guru late in life. Overall, retrograde Venus by default brings great attraction towards pleasure-seeking activities. It is a perfect sign of a real-time boogie. However, if the horoscope has a certain depth of awareness, then miracles can happen, transformation can happen, and a boogie can transform into a yogi. Many such miracles have happened in the past. However, the horoscope should have a certain spiritual height to it, and then the change, the transformation can happen. Retrograde Venus is a story of a bhogi. Bhogi means one who is completely engrossed in enjoying the many pleasures of this material world, such as sex, alcohol, dance, singing, accumulating, and basically living a complete materialistic life that knows nothing about spirituality as such. However, in a way, this is not bad because many a times when you have reached to the very dead end of the road, there is no other way than to come back home. Similarly, when a person has attained all the pleasures of this human world, when he had all the experiences of sex, alcohol, power, money, properties, and when there is absolutely nothing more to experience, then such a person is in a more better position to turn inward and embark on the greatest journey of life, the journey within. It is not necessary that every person on this planet should experience all the riches and pleasures of the world just to let us realize that all these riches and pleasures don't serve the real purpose of life. Some are wise enough to self-realize at a very early stage of their life, while some need to go through the whole circle of pleasure until they realize the truth. And the truth is simple. You never will attain peace and lasting happiness by becoming rich. Else, all the millionaires and billionaires would have attained lasting happiness and eternal peace. But the reality is in contrast to what a common man thinks. The reality is that the rich and famous are suffering more than those who are standing in the queue of becoming rich and famous. But to many, The world of pleasure is the world that they desire, and so they continue to stand in the queue of becoming rich and famous. And now I can understand that why God is so busy. Enough for now. Love to all my followers. Take rest and remember to meditate and chant every day. Jai Sri Ganesha. Jai Guru. The fire of suffering becomes the light of consciousness. Suffering is the sole origin of consciousness. So suffering is necessary until you come to the state of awareness, until you expand your consciousness. Then suffering is not required. And then even though you suffer, you will never feel that you are suffering. Because suffering is always mental. Retrograde Saturn brings certain suffering at some stage of life. This suffering can be in the form of being jobless or being a failure in business. And then life seems to be stuck. But this time, when you are compelled to sit back, this time you can put to good use. Basically, retrograde Saturn is a sign wherein God wants you to sit back, pause, and introspect, and focus on cleansing yourself. So when Saturn is retrograde, the native inner way is because he can focus on cleansing his past self. People are always in rush, right? They are continuously doing certain actions. So they actually never get time to sit back and focus on time because they are constantly running. But when Saturn is retrograde, then the person gets time to introspect, to turn inwards, and basically to understand the reality of this human life. And that is why many great spiritual masters have retrograde Saturn. One of them is James Krishnamurti. I have talked about it in this podcast. So retrograde Saturn is indeed a sign that if other planetary aspects are positive, then the person